everybody, welcome here. You were invited to hear about a business that is like no other, and I'm sure you've heard that before. But let's prove it the next hour. Anyway, a little bit about myself. My name is Martin DeGarmo. I've been working online since I've been online since 2004. And struggled most of that time, as most people. I got in and thought, you know what, why don't I try to make a little extra income. I wound up on disability in 2004. And about 12 years later, I started to learn how to break even. Lost thousands of dollars, jumped from one thing to the other, learned what I could. And eventually I did learn some skills. I got to the point where I could market, and then I ran into another big problem, almost as bad as not being able to market, and that is you can't bring anybody with you. You cannot, and most of these proclaimed gurus tell you, hey, follow me, do what I tell you to do, and you'll make money just like I am. And I have yet to see that happen. Because for one thing is I can't show you or duplicate what I've done in 10, 12 years of learning different stuff. It's impossible. It's just impossible. And then when I did learn, I felt horrible because if we did okay, I couldn't bring anybody with me because I couldn't duplicate what I did. Most people have one job and a half, single parent, single, you know, like I said, working two jobs, taking care of their parents. There isn't time. About 7 years ago, I met up with a couple gentlemen here, Mike Ellis and Dan Street, and we worked together and we had that problem. You know, you get to the point where you find a business and you do what you're supposed to do, and 9 out of 10 times, it's more than 9 out of 10 times, the comp plan doesn't really work, the numbers don't work, the products are no good, the website doesn't convert, and biggest thing of all, you can't bring anybody with you. So you need to bring in people, you got to get the skills to bring in people faster than they quit. And look, everybody could talk about mindset all they want. The reason people quit businesses is because they don't make money. This isn't brain surgery. People got online to make money. It's fairly simple. So about 16 months ago, we were talking and we said, what are we going to do? We just left the business where we brought in thousands of people and the website wouldn't convert. Nobody wanted to really be part of it. And we said, what do we do? How do we find something that everybody gets a fair shake? And I really started to think that it wasn't there. It just didn't exist. And fortunate enough, I ran into somebody that I've known and trusted for years, a couple of years, and I saw he was doing something and I asked him, what are you doing? And he shared with me, along with Red Redfern here, ONPASSIVE. And there was about 4 or 5 points that I said, I'm doing it. Did I know everything? I didn't need to. I went back to Mike and Dan and we jumped in because the points were anyone can do it. Everybody gets a fair shake and everybody can be successful. I don't care who you are. That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted. But as time went on, I learned more and more, and so did everybody else, and found out it's even better than I thought it was. It was like winning the lottery for me. So anyway, right now I'm going to introduce Mike Ellis. He's going to explain this business to you in very simple terms because it's very simple. You will never ever get pressure from anybody in ONPASSIVE. We don't need to do that. All we want to do is share it. You get the information, you decide. But I'm telling you, make sure it's quiet, listen to what's going on. And if you see what I saw, I can't imagine anyone saying no. I just can't imagine it. Anyway, here's my business partner and my friend, Mike Ellis.
Yeah, thanks, Marty. Thanks for the introduction. And obviously, I want to welcome everybody to this webinar. and especially the new people that are here. This is a webinar about ONPASSIVE, and ONPASSIVE today is doing some really, really unique things that will benefit you and I. And when I say that, I mean will benefit your bottom line. And that's why we're all here. Can we make money online with ONPASSIVE? And I really want to talk about ONPASSIVE through my eyes as I came into ONPASSIVE about 2 years ago. And as I came in, I went to a webinar and I had two questions. And the first question is, can I make any money, right? I mean, we're not all that different. That's the first question we ask. Can I make any money? And the second question I had was, as I share this with individuals and they come in, can they make any money? And I'm going to give you the answers to those two questions. The first one, can I make any money? Oh yeah, I can make a lot of money with ONPASSIVE. And more importantly, the second question, can the individuals that I share this with make money in ONPASSIVE? And the answer to that is, oh yeah, they can do really, really well. So as I came into ONPASSIVE and I went to a webinar, the webinar hosted Ash Mufareh. And Ash came on and he started talking. And I listened to Ash for, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 minutes, and I turned it off. I absolutely turned it off. Ash was all over the place. He is a mad scientist, and he was just going everywhere. And my mind works, you know, it works from 1 to 5. Give me 1 to 5. Let me look at it. I'll decide if I like it or not, and I'll get in. So it really wasn't Ash's fault. He's just a mad scientist. It was me. It was hard for me to listen to him, and I turned it off. But there was something there that was really intriguing. And I came back and I listened to a little bit more. And then I listened to a little bit more. And then I listened to a little bit more. And I started to understand what Ash was doing and the genius behind what Ash and his team in India was doing. And I really want to, I'm a simple guy. I keep it very, very simple. And there were 4 things that Ash talked about that were, they had never been, I've never heard them before. They'd never been done online, offline. And when I heard them, I went, holy mackerel, this is unbelievable. And I want to start with the first thing. As I came in and you think about starting your business with ONPASSIVE, it is a self-funding business. You will come in, you will pay once, you will never go out of pocket again. Now for me, I had never heard that before, and I've been in businesses online for the last decade, and that's just not how they work. You come in and they milk you for everything you have, and normally people will come in for 3 to 6 months, they'll quit because they're losing money, they're just done. That is not ONPASSIVE. You will come in, you will pay once, you will never go out of pocket again. I really, really like that. The second thing I thought was science fiction. You'll come into ONPASSIVE, and what ONPASSIVE is going to do is they're going to force you to be successful. What does that mean? They are going to force you to make money. And when I heard that, I just said, you can't say that. You can't do that. Nobody's ever done that. It's just impossible. It's sci-fi. You cannot do it. And then I got into the numbers of ONPASSIVE. And again, this is another thing. It's just ingenious what Ash and his team have done. And as I studied the numbers, how it works, because ONPASSIVE is so revolutionary, their pay structure is as revolutionary. And as I looked at the numbers, I went, holy cow, I can bring people into this company. I can share this with people. They will make money. ONPASSIVE is going to force them to be successful, force them to make money. I love that even better than the first, and I haven't heard anybody to date that doesn't like that about ONPASSIVE. Now, the next thing is as integral as the first two. You have to have this next thing in order to have a successful business. And as ONPASSIVE, as we come in and we participate with ONPASSIVE, they are going to start driving traffic for us to help us grow our business. And ONPASSIVE, when they start driving traffic, number one, they are the best that I've ever seen. And if you can't get good qualified eyes in front of what you're doing, they come in, they love it, they join and they pay, you will not be successful online. ONPASSIVE is better than anybody I've seen online. And I've been doing this for 12 years. Marty, Dan, and I, we've been running traffic for a long time. This just blew us away. And without this, none of the other stuff works. And I know there's some people out there that going, okay, well, they're going to drive a little traffic for me. You know, maybe I'll get a half a dozen or a dozen sales in a month. And, you know, that's nice, but it's really not that much money. I need to explain how ONPASSIVE drives traffic. And about 4, 5, 6 months ago, Ash decided to test his traffic sources. And he decided they had a goal that they wanted to bring in 1 million opt-ins, and they put no time frame on it. Could be a month, could be 3 months, 6 months, could be a year. They didn't put a time frame on it. And then they cranked up the traffic and they started running it. And in 4 days, they brought in 1 million opt-ins. Now you need to think about that just for a second. That is unheard of. That amount of traffic, it'll change your life. And here's the really, really cool thing. ONPASSIVE is an AI company, artificial intelligence company. And when you put the artificial intelligence together with the traffic, and they didn't do that 6 months ago, the time frame of bringing in 1 million opt-ins, it starts to decrease. I believe it'll go from 4 days to 2 days to 1 day to maybe 12 hours. And I tell you about the traffic so that you'll understand the type of volume that ONPASSIVE is going to be driving for all of us. And when we think about volume as we come into ONPASSIVE, that's how we get paid. And the more volume ONPASSIVE runs, the better off we are. So keep that in the back of your mind, the volume that ONPASSIVE is going to be doing. The last thing is the customer side of ONPASSIVE. And this also is very, very integral. If you don't have customers, you don't have a business. And ONPASSIVE is a customer-based business. Yes, there will be individuals like us that'll come in, participate with ONPASSIVE, but as we look at the individuals that are going to be participating with ONPASSIVE, they will be dwarfed by the number of customers coming into ONPASSIVE. That's a good thing because that's how we get paid. We get paid by customers. And as we look at the customer side of ONPASSIVE, you also have to look at the tools of ONPASSIVE. Because obviously, if the tools are no good, customers aren't going to come in and the company is going to fail. ONPASSIVE has developed all of the tools in ONPASSIVE from the ground up. They are proprietary. They are cutting-edge tools. Ash and his team in India, Bangalore and Hyderabad, those are the 2 cities that we have offices in India. They have developed all the tools of ONPASSIVE, and the tools vary. The first one they came out with was an automated marketing platform. And this automated marketing platform had all the tools that we use and have used for the last 12 years to market online, whether it's a page builder, whether it's a funnel builder, whether it's a autoresponder, whether it's traffic, whether it's a communication module. All the tools that we need to market online are in this automated marketing platform. And there are other tools beside this. Overall, there are about 40 tools of ONPASSIVE or modules of ONPASSIVE. Of these modules, we only know of about 1/4 of them. And just with the tools we have today, we are just going to knock it out of the park. So as we look at the tools of ONPASSIVE, we look at the customers coming in. Customers will come in because these tools are cutting edge, top of the line, best of the best. They're going to come in. They're already using these tools right now, but they're going to come in. They're going to use the tools of ONPASSIVE because they are superior and the price point is lower. Customers will come in and use these tools. They will never leave. Again, that bodes really well for us as people that are participating with ONPASSIVE, because as long as they stay, our income becomes a residual income. And I'll get into that in just a second. So how do we all come into ONPASSIVE? Today, there's a position. It's a founder position. It's a $97 position. You come in, you pay the $97, and it locks you into the position of ONPASSIVE, and it locks you into the business, and it locks you into the pay structure of ONPASSIVE. That second one is really, really important. As a founder, you also have the opportunity to build a team while we're waiting for ONPASSIVE to launch. ONPASSIVE is scheduled to launch this year, 2020. So we've got a little bit of time, if you're a builder, to build a team. But you do not have to do that because of what Ash and his team have done, because of those first 4 things. ONPASSIVE is an automated business. And as we come into ONPASSIVE, I'll tell you how that's automated. But as a founder, you come in, pay the $97, and then you lock your position in the pay structure. That's the biggest deal. That's the biggest deal with the founding position. So as ONPASSIVE launches to the world, how do we all come into ONPASSIVE? We all come into ONPASSIVE as customers. There are 4 membership levels. Each membership level has a product package in it. We come in, we pick a membership level, we click a button in the back, and we become independent resellers of the IT products. That's important because now ONPASSIVE has the ability to pay us. And that's where we all want to get. How is ONPASSIVE going to pay us? How are we going to make money? I can't talk about the pay structure of ONPASSIVE. It's proprietary. Ash Mufareh does not want us to share that until we launch to the world. But I can give you a couple ideas of how it's going to work. And again, it's all about volume. And as we become independent resellers of the IT products, ONPASSIVE is going to go over to the automated marketing platform, and they're going to pluck a tool out of there. And that tool is, you guessed it, traffic. And they're going to start driving traffic for all of us. And as they drive traffic and bring customers in, they're going to place those customers underneath us. And all the customers that ONPASSIVE brings in, they go under the founding members today and those independent resellers that will come in after we launch. And remember the volume that ONPASSIVE is going to be doing with their traffic. It is just going to be massive. So yes, we're independent resellers of IT products, but this is an automated system. We go in, we buy one of the programs, and from the proceeds of ONPASSIVE, we will pay the monthly fee that we will be owed when we pick a membership level. Hope that made sense, guys. But as we look at ONPASSIVE, and let's say you're a builder, and the correlation I use, if you're a builder, let's say you want to build a team and you're an individual, you've got a large territory, you don't have enough time to cover the whole territory, so you bring in additional salespeople into your team. And as these salespeople go out and make sales, obviously they're working for you. You get paid for everything they do. It's the same way with ONPASSIVE. If you build a team and ONPASSIVE starts to drive traffic, traffic will land under everybody, you, the people on your team. And obviously, you're going to make money from everybody that's on your team. So you're going to make more money. Team building, there's some really, really tangible benefits to building a team. But again, you don't have to. ONPASSIVE is doing the work for us. That's what we're paying them for. And as the proceeds come in, we pay the fees we owe ONPASSIVE from those proceeds. But building a team, there are some real tangible benefits. I want to talk about one of the products of ONPASSIVE. And again, it ties into volume because that's so important to what ONPASSIVE is doing and how it affects us. And I want to talk about the communication module of ONPASSIVE. And I believe as ONPASSIVE launches to the world, this communication module will literally change the whole ecosphere online, literally change the way we communicate online. But I want to go into that communication module and talk about one product, and that's the webinar product. And I want to compare it with what we're doing today. Right now, we're using a Zoom to do this webinar, and Zoom is a big dog on the block. They do about 220 million Zooms a day. That's a lot. I don't know how many people pay for Zoom, but it's in the millions. And when we look at Zoom, there are 25 other platforms that have webinar services that people use. But Zoom is one of the big dogs. And as we look at the Zoom that we're looking at today, and then we look at the webinar that ONPASSIVE has, you cannot compare the two. When we look at Zoom, Zoom is old technology wrapped up. They put a bow on it and they threw it out there. And they've done really, really well. Marty has the more about the numbers than I do. But in the last year, they've just gone through the roof. But when you look at the technology of the Zoom we're doing today and the technology of the webinar of ONPASSIVE, we blow the socks off of them. Just the webinar service does so much more than what we're looking at today. I believe as we launch to the world that we're going to take major market share away from not only Zoom, but the other webinar platforms that are out there. And I believe, and this is a really, really big statement, I believe Zoom might not even be in business in a year's time because of ONPASSIVE. It is that good. And I tell you this to, again, focus on the volume that ONPASSIVE is going to be doing with just one product, webinar, not even one product, not one modular, but one tool within that modular. There will be millions and millions of people coming into ONPASSIVE. Then you add the other 30 or 40 products that ONPASSIVE has. What kind of volume is ONPASSIVE going to be bringing in to benefit us as founding members? And each product that ONPASSIVE has built, it is proprietary, it is cutting edge, it is the best of the best. People will flock in to use the products of ONPASSIVE. This is some really, really cool stuff. I've got a couple more things I want to share with you, and then I'll turn it back over to Marty. Ash Mufareh, CEO, Brain Trust visionary of ONPASSIVE, had a meeting with one of his money men not too long ago, and he shared that story with us. And Ash was in there, and the banker came in, and he said, "Ash, I have a question for you." And Ash said, "Sure, ask me anything you want." And he said, "Ash, I know what you've done here. This is the real deal. It's a done deal. It's going to launch anytime now. And as it launches, I believe ONPASSIVE would probably make you one of the richest men in the world, if not the richest man in the world." This is a banker talking. And his question was, why would you share that with anybody? Obviously, he's talking about us as founding members. Why would Ash share ONPASSIVE with the founding members? And Ash looked at him, kind of a strange look, and he said, "Well, why wouldn't I share that with them? Why wouldn't I share the wealth because I know how much is coming in? Why wouldn't I want to change the world? Why wouldn't I want to change people's financial future and give them an ability to actually live the lifestyle they want to live? Why wouldn't I do that?" And of course, the banker, he's a banker. He didn't understand that at all, but I did. And it really showed the heart of ONPASSIVE. It showed the heart of Ash Mufareh. And as Ash started to put ONPASSIVE together, his whole goal was to take the 97% of people that fail as they come online and turn that number around and make it so that the 97% of the people that are coming online, trying to make a living, trying to make a dollar, would succeed, i.e., you will be forced to be successful. I absolutely love this about Ash. He has a heart of service, as do most of the founders that are here today. We're here to help you. We're here to give you a way forward. We're here to give you a way to take care of that bottom line. I want to talk about one other thing, and this is really, it shows the ingenuity and the genius behind ONPASSIVE. And I want to talk about the customers again. I believe as customers come in, 80% of the customers will come in. They will use the products of ONPASSIVE because they are superior, and that's all they're going to want. They're going to pay the monthly fee. They're not going to have a problem with it. They have a good budget, and they're going to love the tools. They will never leave. 80% of the customers are going to do that. And again, that's good for us because if they're paying a monthly fee, that's residual income for us. We want the product to be the best it can be, and we want to treat these customers like royalty. But there's another group of customers, maybe 20%, that will come in. Again, they're going to use the products, superior products. They're going to love them, and they're going to pay the monthly fee. But these individuals, they're on a tight budget, and it's hard for them to use these products and pay the bills. The first group, whether it's K through 12, whether it's college, whether it's small, medium, or large business, whether it's governments, they don't have a problem paying the fees. But this group has a problem paying the fees every month. Here's what ONPASSIVE has done, and you guys are going to love this. ONPASSIVE has made it so as individuals in that group come in and they pay the monthly fee, over time the cost goes down. Over time the cost goes to zero. Over time, ONPASSIVE will pay them to use the product. Okay? This is the genius behind ONPASSIVE. We will never lose a customer. And those individuals that come in, pay the $97 and become founding members, you are in such a unique position to take care of, to be able to take advantage of everything ONPASSIVE. Now, as you come into ONPASSIVE, one more thing, and ONPASSIVE starts paying you, there are no qualifications here. When ONPASSIVE puts customers underneath you, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to recruit. You don't have to sell. You don't have to share. You get paid for anything that lands underneath you. And because of that, because of the products of ONPASSIVE, and I can take just the one product, the webinar product of ONPASSIVE, and if we extrapolate that out, I believe ONPASSIVE within a year's time will be a unicorn company. That's a company with a value of $1 billion. But because of everything else ONPASSIVE is doing, all the other tools, and believe me, they are unbelievable. I believe ONPASSIVE will be a unicorn company the day they launch or soon after that. Everything I've told you up to date, it's just absolutely awesome. If you look at the things ONPASSIVE is doing, you're absolutely going to love it. But I want you to get a picture of ONPASSIVE in your head, maybe a picture of what you want to make. And then I want you to multiply it by 10. And you're still not at a place where ONPASSIVE is going to be. That's how big ONPASSIVE is today. It is a reality. It is scheduled to launch 2020. And keep this very, very simple. This does not have to be complicated. As you come in, it's self-funding. You're going to be forced to be successful. They're going to run traffic for you. Customer is king. And then think about the sheer volume that ONPASSIVE is going to be doing and what it's going to do for us. If you'll keep it simple, you're going to find a way forward, not only to take care of your financial future, but to be in a position that maybe you haven't been in before in your life. And it's a really, really good place to be. Marty, I'm going to turn it back over to you. Go ahead and take it wherever you want, and we'll kick it around a little bit. Go ahead, Marty.
Thanks, Mike. Outstanding as usual. As you can see, everybody, pretty powerful stuff. Guaranteed you haven't heard most of that ever. To put a little bit of a different point of view on it, I want you to imagine that everybody, you own a Walmart, one store, and everything that goes past that cash register, you get a piece of the pie. Okay? You don't have to use those products, right? A lot of things that ONPASSIVE, you may not need it. That doesn't matter. Whatever goes past that cash register, you get a small piece of the pie. Now imagine 10 Walmarts that you own part of. And as it grows and grows and grows, it's powerful, very, very powerful. And to go back to what Mike said about Zoom, like we're on right now, they have a webinar service that they're going to have an ONPASSIVE that's state of the art, never been done before. No limits, none of that stuff. Zoom by itself was worth $19 billion a year ago. Now it's worth $129 billion. How much of that pie do you need to be pretty happy? And that's one product in ONPASSIVE, one out of maybe 30 or 50. And you get to be part of that company. It's amazing, amazing opportunity. And for $97, are you kidding me? Anyway, we invited some other people on here that, so you can get other people's perspective besides just me and Mike. I'd like to introduce Nick Street. This is Dan's more handsome side of the family, okay? Nick is in ONPASSIVE. Oh, fantastic, Nick.
Well, I like to say hello to everybody. My name's Nick Street. A lot of you may already know my dad, Dan Street. I won't take much of your time, but I'm pretty much just here to encourage younger people to join the team and introduce myself. A little bit about me. I do some real estate here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And I've really learned how competitive that industry is and how important marketing is in that industry as well. I don't know much about marketing, but I do know that ONPASSIVE has a lot of tools, a lot of marketing tools and advertising tools that will help business. That's very exciting for me as a guy that's trying to start up his own business. I mean, that's awesome. I think it's a great opportunity for everybody, but especially younger people. Instead of going to college and, you know, building up debt through college that way, it's a great opportunity to make money. I have friends that go to college and they're just over it. It costs too much, you know. They don't want to be going into debt like that, and they're not learning what they want to learn. I think it's awesome that they can have the choice with something like this, like ONPASSIVE. They can truly make money and have a real opportunity to succeed at life, and instead of just doing what everyone else is doing, going to college. I also have other friends that they didn't go to college, you know, and they hate the job that they work. And so it goes both ways, but I truly believe that ONPASSIVE is a real opportunity for my generation to succeed. And if you know any young person or anybody that wants to give ONPASSIVE a shot, just let us know. And we get them started, and truly that this could really be their future. And I think it's just a great community and everything. And that's about it. That's about all I got for you guys, but I just wanted to introduce myself and thank you.
Hey, Nick, let me chime in a little bit just for a second. I'm going to be retiring in my 60s. You're going to be retiring in your 20s, in your late 20s. What do you think about that? I mean, if I could have retired in my 20s, holy mackerel!
I don't even know what that looks
what are you going to do with 40 years?
Yeah, I have no idea what that looks like. I'm just excited for this opportunity, and I think we should get as many young people as we can on board. It's just awesome.
It's pretty much life-changing, isn't it?
Yeah, I truly believe that.
Yeah. Excellent, Nick. Excellent.
Outstanding, Nick. Outstanding. You should go on and study your dad from now on, buddy.
Okay, no, you can. All righty. Well, it was great talking. It was nice to meet everybody.
Fantastic, Nick. Let me move on. We have a gentleman here. I met him, I don't know, not very long ago, from Paradise. He knows who he is. Solosi from Fiji. Solosi, tell us what you like about ONPASSIVE, sir.
Right. First of all, I want to thank God for this kind of opportunity. This is the first time in my life, especially first of all, I want to introduce myself to you guys. I'm Solosi, all the way down in Paradise in Fiji. As you know, Fiji is a tropical place. I love it, and everything is pretty good. So the first time I just joined in on ONPASSIVE on a couple of months on July 28. I was click on my Facebook. I think it's a friend invite me, I don't know, Dan, something like that. Yeah. And I accept him about all this, about the ONPASSIVE. I just regret now because it's something I can't say much this morning. So I know that it's something in life. So I thank you guys for those sad things like this. Here in Fiji, this is the first time here in Fiji. Maybe I'm the first one here in Fiji. Yeah, but that's I'm in the army, military army here in Fiji, regular force. I'm in break now. Yes, I'm off duty today, so I want to join this Zoom this morning. So I thank you guys for this kind of opportunity. I think this is a future plan for me and my family and all of us. So we thank this time for you guys for especially for kind of help that this, especially for we go through this pandemic. And also here in Fiji we free from we have like eight cases in the pandemic for coronavirus. So yeah, at the moment maybe we are free from the death. So we thank God for it. I hope I will see you in the future for this future plan, and this is all about me. Yeah, that's all from me. Marty, thank you.
Thank you, Salosi. Thank you very much, buddy. I'm going to come visit you as soon as I can.
Yeah, hope see you. Hope. Thank you very much.
Now, let's move on to Mo. Mo's been with us a while, a few months, and he's got some of his thoughts on this unbelievable business. Mo, how you doing, buddy?
Hi, Marty. Can you all hear me? Good evening,
Yes.
everyone. My name is Mohinder Kelsey. I am from the United Kingdom. My general background is training and teaching. I have been in industrial training, financial services training. I'm a life coach. I've been a teacher of English as a foreign language. And the last sort of corporate type of job I had was as a assistant director of studies, running a business English language school in Moscow for a few years in the first decade of this century. When I came back to the UK in 2008, I got into email marketing or network marketing online. Going back a bit further in the 1980s in the UK, I was involved in direct mail. Somebody sent me a magazine, A4 size magazine, which was in newsprint, very thin and light. You could fold it in half, staple the open end, and the back cover had like a postcard printed on it. So all you had to do was put a stamp on it and address it to people, send it out. Using their license, I also replicated some audio seminars that they used to allow people to do and advertise that in trade magazines of the time using small ads. And in the 1990s, I progressed to publish my own non-mass subliminal recordings on audio cassettes and sell those in the same way. I've been in Marty's group for a few months, but I first got into ONPASSIVE in August 2018. My sponsor, Chuck Klingenpeel from California, sent me an email. He had joined the day before. He sent me the email with the 2 links to Ash Mufarah's recordings. So I listened to those. And Mike was saying earlier that Ash is all over the place. I think having been a teacher of English as a foreign language, I was used to people speaking in that sort of style, so I understood everything immediately and joined straight away. I thought I was the first person from the UK to join, but in the last month or so, I found out that Steve Albright had beaten me by 10 days. Stephen Albrighton, I should say. ONPASSIVE over the last 2 years has developed from the initial thoughts of Ash and is blossoming into an AI IT company now with, as Marty was saying, between 30 and 40 different services and platforms that we can all use. Mike has covered most of those, gone into a bit more detail, but I would recommend to anybody to join. What Ash has created is for everybody, from the novice to the passive investor, to the experienced marketer, to humanitarians. And all it costs is a one-time fee of $97 and $25 at launch. We're just weeks away from the final launch. So why would you not join? You should join ONPASSIVE, as Jim Rohn would have said, for what it will make of you. So I would recommend anybody who's here as a guest today to get back to the person who brought them to this webinar today, and learn as much as you can. Join when you're ready to join, hopefully very soon. And when you join one of these ONPASSIVE groups, people, other Go founders will help you as much as possible with anything that you need, any information that you need, etc. So go ahead. And as we say in the UK, you've got to be in it to win it. I'll hand it back to you, Martin.
Oh, thank you very much, buddy. Yeah, like Mo said, you know, nobody's seen more businesses online than me, I can tell you. I've had many, many people come in, look at this, look at this, look at this. Go over the same thing. I had a person come to me and say, hey, look at my website. It was 3D, the most beautiful website I ever saw. He was in another business. He joins one every 3 months. And I said, but how are you going to build your business? He said, well, people are going to come look at it. And I said, how? You couldn't drive traffic last week. You couldn't drive it last year. You don't have the skills to do it. And if they're not doing it for you, it doesn't matter how pretty your website is if nobody sees it. That isn't what he wanted to hear. But anyway, he's in on passive now too eventually. But the problem is, I mean, if you're looking to make money online, you need to look for those things that Mike said. You need to look for an even shake. You're not going to build all this experience in 2 days. ONPASSIVE makes you a pro day one. Day one, they're going to drive traffic for you. You're paying them. You pay one time. The rest of the money comes out of your profits. Are you kidding? And then force you up the ladder of success. It's a no-brainer. Get the info. For me, I can't tell enough people because I know how many lives this is going to change. I just know it. I do it all day long. Hey, you know, somebody brings up something. Yeah, but do you know about this? Every day, all day. Anyway, does anybody else have anything else? I know Red was going over the Q&As. Red, you got anything, buddy?
Yeah, hang on a second. How you doing, everyone? I've been well busy typing. Okay, let's go through a couple here. One of the questions was, is the registration links in the back office going to be the same all the way through? The answer to that is yes, they are. For the Tuesday and Thursday, the same registration link all the way up to the 27th of October. So this one is good to go for 5-6 weeks or so. What's the other one? A lot of people saying, Mike, this is the best webinar presentation that you've done. Fantastic job and well done. It's always good to get feedback from the general public. That's one of the things. Somebody's been asking, can we see the products before launch? The answer to that is no, we can't. But what I can say is that if you are a founder, some of the products and services are already in your back office that we are using now. Okay, we're not allowed to say what they are, but every single founder will be able to tell you some of the products and services that we had been promised are there and we are using them. That's about it, I'm afraid. Oh yeah, one other thing, one other question was, is ONPASSIVE a registered company? The answer to that is yes, it is. It was registered first in June, July of 2018 in Florida, in Orlando, Florida. It was actually amended in the February of 2019, and that was because Ash Mufarad wasn't down as a CEO on it, and it was amended in the February of 2019 to allow his name to be put on it. So the answer to that is yes, it is a registered company. And just the other snippet as well for everyone is that the domain name onpassive.com has been registered for 10 years. Okay, that's it. Over to you, Marty.
Well, I love you, Red. That's why I love you, man. Mr. Street, you got anything? Your son did pretty well.
No, I can't top that, and I can't top what you guys have been talking about. Just for the new people, just keep in mind that what's so unique about this company is that we do have proprietary products that we've been talking about. We do have unique products. We do have a company that is going to basically build your business for you. There's no prerequisites, no pre-qualifications for you to recruit people, for you to advertise, for you to do anything. You just have to get plugged in to this business and participate. And like Mike was saying, the monthly is out of the profits generated by you and ONPASSIVE. So these products are authentic, real, proprietary, and you're never going to have another company online that's going to build your business for you and do all the advertising for you with all of these amazing products, AI, IT products, worldwide, registered in over 200 countries. I mean, you just can't beat it. We're going to disrupt a lot of industries, everybody, so get on board. That's all I have, Marty.
Very good, Dan. Very good. Mike, anything else?
Yeah, I do have something, Marty. The new people that are here, we're giving you a lot of information right now. We really are. And as you have questions, get back with the people who invited you to this webinar. They can answer the questions as good as I can, or Marty, Dan, anybody that's here. And if you get stuck with a question, we're here. We're not going anyplace. We're not hiding. But as you come in and you learn more about ONPASSIVE, believe me, it just gets better and better and better. Marty, Dan, and I, we've been doing this for 18 months, and every month we've been in ONPASSIVE, Ash will come out and share something with us, and we just go, what? You're doing what? And in the next couple of months to come, we're really privileged because we have access to Ash and we talk to him once a week. You want to stay in touch. You want to stay plugged in because Ash is sharing stuff with us that he's never said before. And some of it will just blow your mind. Believe me, everything he's doing right now, it will benefit us in such major ways. And as a founding member on ONPASSIVE, I can't give you a number where I think you're going to be, but I can tell you where I think you're going to be is in a really, really good place. And I mean every founder, whether you came in 2 years ago or you came in today. This is really, really exciting stuff. Continue to discover about ONPASSIVE. Come on in, pay the $97. You will not be disappointed. And as we move forward, yeah, it's just going to get more and more exciting. Marty, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we can't emphasize enough. A lot of you got a page with the webinar on it, an old webinar and a new one. If you look on that page, the person that invited you is on that page. So you can get back to them if you still have that page. And there's 9 pages like that. That's another thing that ONPASSIVE did. They made them for us as we got into this. We have another, we have these every week. You're invited to invite people. The more the merrier. We want to share this with every living soul until the day it launches. The more we get, the more people we can change their lives. So that's the goal that we have. And I want you to keep in mind, again, automated, automated, automated. Some of the terms and stuff that you heard today might make you a little nervous. Marketing or building a team or whatever. You don't have to do any of that. Okay, none of it. That's why we joined. That's why 180,000 people joined. It's because they don't have the time or they don't know how or they don't want to. There are a few of us through these Zooms that we want to share it and we'll build it for you. So keep that in mind. And remember this, anybody that falls under you, I don't care if it came from me, the company, Mike Ellis, Susie, Red, Mo, or anyone else, they fall underneath you. They purchase something, you get a piece of the pie. No quota. You're not chasing some leg. You're not trying to match something else. You don't have to buy more to make more. You just move up. They force you to success, and they pay you to get there. It can't be beat. It just can't be beat. We're going to wrap this thing up. I thank everybody for being here. I know it's in the middle of the day for some people and early in the morning for others, but thank you very much. Again, have a blessed day, and we're here every week, same bat channel, same bat time. So thank you very much, and everybody have a great day.